Hey AfterBuzzers, we're on the set of MTV's Faking It. I'm Roya Taheri.
And I'm Sterling Cates, and we are talking to the entire cast and executive producer Carter Covington, and we cannot wait to get an inside scoop on season 2.
How different are your costumes, your wardrobe going to be this season? Is it going to be different than season 1?
For me, they've turned me into more of a hippie, so I get to wear a lot of free people, which I love. And they've been doing all this stuff with like braids and like I definitely have more of a hippie vibe, which I like because it's fitting with my family and where I come from. So that was something that we talked about that I wanted to do for my character. And they've toned us down a lot too. Like now we're a happy medium between the first episode and where we ended up last time.
This season we have an amazing new costume designer, and I've probably added some more like man jewelry, so to speak, and I feel like I'm in a little bit better shape this season than I was last, so if I'm wearing clothes, that is, they just tend to be a little bit tighter.
And you're still fierce.
Lauren, I was gonna say Lauren's not toned down. She still wears like every accessory she owns at once, and she still wears blazers a lot because she's just down to business. And the colored heels are great. No one likes a bright yellow pump like Lauren, so.
It's so funny because we're all like most like our characters, and then I feel like everybody would think that Bailey's so much like her character and dresses like her character, and Bailey's like, no, I wear leggings and like
I wear
sweats
leggings and a sweatshirt every day.
How did you feel when you learned that Lauren was going to be intersex and that was included in the storyline?
I think we all had the same reaction, which was, whoa! And I was like, oh my god, I did not see that coming.
But we had the reaction that the characters in the show have. What is it? We're not really sure. And so we started to do some research. We connected with some amazing consultants. We met women who were born intersex, who shared their stories. We zoned in on a condition within the intersex umbrella that's called androgen insensitivity syndrome, which really explained Lauren's hyper-femininity, her like walls being up, her fear of letting people in. And then once we sort of found that, there were just so many stories about how she would interact with boys, how she would let the world see her, that just started to come up, and we were like, this is fantastic. This is just a whole new area to explore with her character and a way to weave her into the show in a deeper way.
It'll be cool for people to see that we really wind up having a lot more of a similarity between us, because now we're kind of both, you know, in that stigma category of kind of not conforming to what people are used to. So I think that Lauren and Amy are going to find out that they have a lot more in common than they think.
Hopefully like break down some of the taboo, and there's a lot of myths about it that aren't true, so I feel very honored.
It's as common, I think it's 1 in 20,000 as common as a redhead, a natural born redhead. And I was just like blown away. I was like, oh my god, I've been so ignorant throughout my life, like I'm so unaware of this. And it was just, I mean, it's a really nice twist. I don't think it's ever been shown on TV before. So that's the fun part of this show, is we get to kind of explore things that no one's ever explored before, and kind of give light to certain communities that have never really felt accepted before. So that's cool.
It's been bugging me all season long. The title cards, they have different fonts each time. What is the meaning behind it? Can you please go into detail?
Thank you for asking me that, Roya. No one's asked me that, and I put a lot of thought into it. You know, my thing, I love fonts. Whenever I open a document, the first thing I do is like, what font do I want to use? Like, that's always been my like favorite part of opening a blank document. And so there's part of about what I wanted to do is faking it. It's like you're always trying on a new identity, and that's sort of the thing about the show. You're always, you know, trying to change the way you portray yourself to the world. So that's why we switch through fonts.
Greg, do you blame Liam for sleeping with Amy at the end? Would you judge him in any way if you were an outsider? If you didn't know the exact details? I'm just trying to make it as soft as possible.
Yeah, definitely. He thought with the wrong head, didn't he, really?
Exactly.
I mean, he was an idiot. I mean, and season 2 is obviously going to be about guilt and him trying to kind of recover his mistakes and kind of become a better person.
Now, Carter made a comment in an interview about how Amy and Carm are very much like Ross and Rachel, in the sense that hopefully it's eventually going to happen. What's your guys' take on that comparison?
We were on a break. Well, first of all, the fact that he compares this to Friends is amazing because I love Friends. But yeah, no, I think that it's one of those shows that with all of the relationships that form, there has to be that, you know, question of is this going to be the thing that lasts, or is it going to be that? And so I think that that's a lot of what makes this show so interesting, is that people want Karma and Amy to be together, and, you know, we make sure that that hope is still held out. Whether or not that's actually going to happen, we have zero idea.
People freaked out. I mean, people were not happy with me. But I think it was set up to show that these two girls have a really great relationship, and that they hopefully can get past it. And
You slept with them to show that we have a really great relationship.
I mean, it sets it up. I'm just such a good friend. I'm such a great friend. No, it sets it up so that they can overcome it, hopefully. You know, just throwing something out there so people just don't watch this perfect show where everything goes right. But
If everything went right, it would be such a boring show.
very boring. It would be very
Who wants
boring.
to watch a show where everything that they want happens?
I hope we get along too, because otherwise we'd have to just be in separate scenes constantly, and I don't know if people would like that.
So you guys watch Ellen, right? You know her game, Heads Up.
Yes!
We're
Okay,
gonna-
I'm really good at this.
Yeah. You,
What is the starting? Yes, get ready.
Oh, it's adult supervision.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, she has a really
reality show.
big
She had
butt.
a big
Kim Kardashian.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you passed it.
Oh man.
Oh, when
Comes to LA, you have to get a plastic
when
surgery.
Liposuction.
no, to
yeah.
make your
breast reduction.
titties
it's something
bigger.
else. Go bigger.
Yes, but what are these called?
These out.
It's a or
No, breast
when-
implants, but like the.
But
But like the
Plastic
slang term from it. I gotta.
Good job.
Yep. And this
Every
makes
Victoria's
you wear it,
Secret
and
bra
it
has this.
but
Oh, shut bra.
yes. Somebody who like is looking like through your window,
changing.
but they call it a
Okay. Yeah.
yes.
She's on my team.
Ooh, every guy hates to be in this position. It's
when a girl really when
When a girl treats you like
a girl
her-
treats you like you're nothing more. You're in the yeah. Oh, she's
a swimsuit model.
Sports Illustrated.
In a movie with
she's
Kate Upton.
yes.
Okay, +1 because I got the first.
I'm Carter Covington.
I'm Rita Volk, and I'm Katie Stevens.
I'm Bailey DeYoung.
I'm Michael Willett,
I'm Greg Solkin.
and we're from Faking It.
Buzz you later.